that the 1+1s have been going for more. In today's video, yet another edition of the weekly condo market update. Let's get to it. Hello everyone, this is Sam from SaberiSixRealEstate and Remax Realtron Realty Inc. As always, you can find my contact information in the description box with regards to my Gmail, my Instagram, and my office. If you have any questions about this video or any video I've made, any topic or any help with any real estate matters, feel free to get in touch with me via my contact info. Once again, my Instagram and my office is in the description along with my Gmail. Lastly, feel free to subscribe, comment, rate, and review if you happen to enjoy these videos. Your support in that regard is much appreciated. But as always, you're not obliged to do so whatsoever. So feel free not to subscribe, not to review, and maybe even dislike if you want to dislike. Anyways, before we get into the weekly condo market for this week, I actually want to bring your attention to a poll that's up on my channel. Go vote. As always, I cover the responses in my video, both in terms of the results of the poll and certain comments. Latest video I did on a poll was with regards to what's more important, a bedroom or additional bedroom or a parking space. To my dismay, actually, so many people got that poll wrong, and I covered in that video why a parking spot, all things equal, is much more important than a second bedroom for appreciation purposes, and I actually went through the results and certain responses in that video. So for this poll as well, I will make a future video, and when enough people make a vote on it or comment on it, so feel free to comment and vote, and I will cover the answer in terms of an investor's perspective down the line, potentially next week. Anyways, now let's get to the weekly condo market update, where I cover the latest trends, the latest news, and everything you should know that I may have not covered in my previous videos. One interesting thing of note is that the condo values across the Eglinton have actually risen substantially. If you're familiar with the area, there has been substantial amount of construction and a lot of traffic in the area all along Eglinton, especially around Eglinton and Dufferin, and even westbound of that. If you have been living in Toronto and ever had to access Eglinton West, you know how much of a headache this construction has been that started in 2010, 2011. And in the short term, it has actually somewhat hurt the property values of the freehold properties in immediate distance of the Eglinton. So if you're closer to St. Clair, it was less of an issue. But once again, if you're around Eglinton West Station, for instance, Eglinton and Dufferin, those properties steps away from Eglinton saw a bit of actually a depression in prices. Not to say that they didn't increase in prices. At the end of the day, it's a lot in Toronto. It's land, you're buying land, a lot, and a structure upon it. Prices did go up. However, when you compare a comparable property by, once again, Dufferin and Eglinton versus a property a little further south towards St. Clair, you see the construction and the difficulty of access. We see that in the short run, and when I say short run, about like 4 or 5 years, the construction operated as somewhat of an anvil, really, where the prices went up despite the construction. Going through the numbers, the stops of Kennedy Station, for instance, saw a 135% increase, whereas Keelsdale, 103% increase has been observed. Now, this is comparing prices to 2016, and obviously these are above city averages. The thing to know about this, though, is that a lot of the condominiums that are being built along these this new LRT is really concentrated at the same old areas where there obviously has been great demand and great supply even before the construction of LRT, which is Midtown, really Yonge and Eglinton, where there has been 16 new projects that have gone up. Moving on to the next topic, what I found really interesting is this article that I read, and I actually did some digging myself to confirm the numbers and confirm some of the statements. So that Toronto condo buyers, according to the numbers, are willing to pay more for 1+1 condominium units that are exactly the same size as just 1-bedroom condominium units. So put in different words, condo buyers are willing to pay for it then, even though the alternative, a 1-bedroom, would be the same exact square feet. Now, this is a very hard comparison to pull off because there's a lot of other differences you have to account for. Exposure, once again, distance to elevator, distance to garbage chute, the building, the finishings inside, the layout. Not all 1-bedrooms are the same. Not all 1+1s are the same. Thus, as a result, we're really speaking at somewhat of a macro level here, but doing our best to do a 1-for-1 comparison here, as specific and detailed as we can get. When we look at 1-bedroom units of 500 square feet from 2018 to 2020, we see a median sold price of $515,000. Whereas when we once again take a unit that's 500 square feet of a 1+1 variety, the same time span, the median here is $580,000. So $65,000 more. So once again, $65,000 more for a den that at the end of the day, at sum total, still is the same square footage. Now, I went digging a little bit for my own numbers, more recent numbers, looking only from May 1st to May 20th at the time of recording of this video. I saw even May numbers when looking at exclusively downtown, so C1 and C8. These numbers also reflect the same as well, where 1+1 units of 600 to 699 square feet, compare those units to 1 bedroom, 1 washroom that is also 600 to 699 square feet, that the 1+1s have been going for more. This is as recent as, once again, May 1st to May 20th. Specifically here, the numbers is $697,000 for the 1+1s, whereas for the 1 bedroom, 1 washroom, so no +1s of the same size, we're looking at a $660,000 price point here for, once again, average sold. And here the averages and the medians, if we deduce the medians as I did for research for this video, the medians are not far off. It's only a factor of $5,000, and the same gap is reflected in prices. So are all buyers unreasonable? Why are buyers doing this? Why is the numbers reflecting this? It's very hard to determine. We have to look at a case-by-case basis. But generally speaking, let me talk about 2 points of emphasis here. Number one, even though it's the same square footage at the end of the day, a lot of dens are configured in a way where they're almost like bedrooms, wherein if you just put a curtain or maybe there's a slide door, whatever the case is, it can really honestly feel like an additional second bedroom. And once again, the same square footage as a 1 bedroom, but in a 1 bedroom, if a second person wants to be housed there, that's not your significant other or you're not really close with, they would probably have to, crash on the living room or maybe make a mini bed in the living room with a divider in the middle of the room. The point here is that a lot of 1+1 units are conducive due to their layout and as a result of the den, a situation where they're almost a second bedroom. Once again, they might not be as convenient as a second bedroom, but they're far more convenient than a 1 bedroom unit of the same size that doesn't have a layout which is conducive to a second person staying there permanently. To summarize this point, basically, a lot of dens can be used as second bedrooms, and even though it's the same square footage, that's why certain times they go hire the same size 1 bedroom unit. For those units that do not have a den that can be utilized as a second bedroom, because a lot of times they're very useless spaces. So it's a matter of degrees. Like certain dens cannot be used as a second bedroom, but they're big enough and they're oriented in a way where you can use it as an office. So those are, I would say, dens of the second priority, because the dens of the first priority, you can actually even use as an office or as a bedroom. Whereas dens of the second priority, which are often smaller, a little bit more irregular shaped, and they're positioned a little less well within the unit, they can only be used as an office. Then you have some dens that are completely useless. Anyways, let me know what you think. Go vote on the poll. That is today's video. Let me know if you have any further questions. Feel free to subscribe, comment, write a review, and you can find my contact information in. As always, I really appreciate the fact that you give me your time of the day to watch these videos. And yes, as always, thanks for watching and stay safe.